Hi and welcome back to the Geek and Hermit. This is our review of Zone of the Enders HD collection. I'm going to start off with the first game first, as you do. Basically this game came out way back many moons ago on the PlayStation 2. And just embarrassing fact that most people only bought this game to get the demo that came bundled with it, which of course was Metal Gear Solid 2 back then, which was the tanker part of the game. It sounds insane to even say that these days, but such was the hype for it back then. A lot of people did do that. And then, well, pretty much took the demo disc out and then traded this game back in. To be fair, they're not as insane as they actually sound, because this game is maybe 3.5 hours, 4 hours long at most. So most people would have played that the day they got it, or the day after at most. It's not too bad. I mean, for back in its day, the graphics are pretty good. It's pretty intuitive, the controls, the combat's pretty fun. But there's far too much backtracking and everything. Like the few environments you do have, maybe 8 or so, you have to do them 3, 4, 5 times each. You have to go there once to clear out something, go there again to save some people, and go there again to try and find some upgrade that you need to kill this boss. It's just pointless padding, which I don't mind in certain games where RPGs do it to artificially increase the length of the game they can put on the box, but when your game originally is 4 hours long anyway, it takes the mick a bit. The plot is probably one of the worst parts of this game. I think it's supposed to be emotional, which it's not. Basically, you play as a 12-year-old boy that whines constantly, somehow accidentally falls into this giant robot while he's running away from some other robot, winds his way through the entire thing, and whines even at the end. It makes you cringe and your toes curl, which is why I've not put any footage of that in this video at all, because I'm just not that cruel. I mean, there are some positives, like the game is fun to an extent, but that's all I give the first one, I'm afraid. So moving on to the second one, which to be honest flew so far under the radar I didn't even know it existed until the HD collection was announced. As you can see straight off the bat, the combat has been improved greatly, and the sense of speed has also been improved a lot. It's a lot slicker, you can pull off a lot more moves, and luckily they've changed the main protagonist in the game. He's now your typical emo adolescent rather than a whiny 12-year-old boy, which isn't much of an improvement to be fair, but still. And also he has the usual, because he's in a Japanese game, half of his face is covered by his hair, so I don't know why they keep doing that. So yeah, the graphics are, well, they're much improved on these in parts, but of course a lot of it is based in spaceships, so you can't actually tell half the time. One thing you do need to know about this game though is the first game you can get through without dying once, maybe, no problems whatsoever. This game, even on the normal difficulty, some parts of it are like being hit in the face with a truck. It's just, I don't know. Because after playing through the entire game with no issues, I figured I'd at least be okay getting through this. Maybe the odd death here and there, but there are certain parts you just die repeatedly. They throw far too many enemies at you. It's far too much of an enclosed environment, and the enemies are super aggressive, which is good, but also when they finally back off so you can try and get some hits in, all they do is sit there with their shield up, so there's only very few moves that can actually get through that. So by the time you charge up your moves to get through the shield, they then start attacking you again and knocking the crap out of you. And also they changed the cutscenes in this game and they made it more of an anime style sort of thing. Look, there's a hair. But yeah, you'll see a little death montage coming up now. This is towards the end of the beginning of the game. You get locked in a room, well, corridor, and you just get repeatedly battered. One enemy on its own isn't too bad, but when you can't take any of them down fast because all they do is hold the shields up, you then get overwhelmed and swarmed. So I'd say this game is only for the extremely patient or the very, very dedicated action game fans. I'll play them now and again, find them fun, but by no means a decent player at them. And this is one of the first bosses in the game, who I've lost count the amount of times he's completely battered me. So yeah, I'd only really recommend this for hardcore action fans or those bullet hell games. I think it's basically aimed at like Korean and Japanese gamers that just got an uncanny ability to do a million things at once. Where I'm just some dozy Mancunian and my brain can't hack it, I'm afraid. And there's yet another death. But yeah, I'd have to give the whole collection, I think, a 5.5 out of 10. It's a good effort. If you like the sort of game, you get your enjoyment out of it, but don't pay full price for it unless you're really dedicated. I mean, I got this used again, and it's getting traded in, let's put it that way. So, thanks for watching, people. See you next time.